Shalom. Today I'd like to show you a Bible code about the human genome. The human genome refers to the complete set of genetic information that is encoded within the DNA of a human organism. The access term is right here in the red, the genome, and it's at a letter skip of 125. And just over to the left a little bit, we have the human. And you see how it skips a row here? So that would make it a letter skip of 250. The Bible gives us important information about who our ancestors were and helps us trace the early history of mankind. This Bible code is found in Genesis chapters 10 and 11. These two chapters deal with early human genealogies, the lineage of man, from Noah and his three sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. So that's very significant considering the topic of this Bible code being the human genome. Next, we're going to go to a screenshot of the same two chapters with some key words being highlighted in the plain text. So here we are, Genesis chapters 10 and 11. And the first verse that's highlighted here is from Genesis chapter 10, verse 1. And it says, "Now this is the genealogy of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and sons were born to them after the flood." So the word genealogy is found in that verse, and the actual word for genealogy or generations is found 4 times within this Bible code in the plain text. And it's in the blue here, 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 and here. Most of mankind had been wiped out by the global flood, leaving only 8 people alive: Noah, his wife, their 3 sons, and their wives. This means that all people on the earth descended from one of Noah's 3 sons. These chapters also record the rebellion of Nimrod and the building of the Tower of Babel. Nimrod is here in the brown lettering. These chapters also give us the origins of the 70 main nations of the world. We are also told about the birth of Abram, who was a descendant of Shem. Abram is in the yellow 6 times at the bottom here. So there's a lot of interesting history in these 2 short chapters. 3 times we have a certain phrase repeated when talking about the descendants of Noah's 3 sons. These are highlighted in the teal and gold lettering. And they say, "These were the sons of Shem, Ham, or Japheth, according to their families, according to their languages, in their lands, and in their nations." So families, languages, lands, and nations are the 4 distinctions for each of the groups of people. 5 times we have the words for speech or language in this table, and they're in the green lettering. The word fathered or begot is repeated at least 35 times in these 2 chapters, and they are highlighted in the pink. Begetting is all about genetics, the human genome. Now we'll go back to the Bible code matrix and see how the words found in the Bible code relate to the actual topics that we've looked at here in Genesis chapters 10 and 11. The book of Genesis is a book about beginnings. In Hebrew, the word for Genesis is Bereshit, which means literally in the beginning. In the book of Genesis, we are given many historical accounts from antiquity, many of which are being confirmed by the study of archaeology. The word beginning is right here in the plain text of Scripture. Antiquity is here in the brown lettering going down. The Creator made the first man in his own image and likeness. When Adam and Eve had their offspring, these children inherited genetic traits from their parents. The word creator is in this purple lettering going down. Likeness is in this dark green lettering going down diagonal. Fatherhood is in this blue going to the right. And inheritance or heredity is here, sharing letters in another word. It's going up every second row, the same skip as the word human that we looked at over in the red here. The worldwide flood was a pivotal event in the history of the world. 3 times in this table, in the plain text of Scripture, we have the word flood, and it's in this dark blue lettering here and here. We also have the word for ark. So here it is in the gold lettering going up. The reason the flood occurred was because the evil of mankind was so great, and also because of the presence of the nephilim. According to Genesis chapter 6, there was a mixing of fallen angels with human women, which tainted the human bloodline. The word nephilim is in this orange lettering going over to the right. It's interesting to note that there are over 200 flood legends passed down from different ancient cultures all over the world. After the flood, Noah and his children were commanded to replenish and fill the earth. Nimrod, the great-grandson of Noah, directly violated this command. In Genesis chapter 11, verse 4, it says, "And they said, 'Come, let us build ourselves a city, and a tower whose top is in the heavens. Let us make a name for ourselves, lest we be scattered abroad over the face of the whole earth.'" This was an act of rebellion and arrogance, and was a form of apostasy. They were boastful and wanted to make a name for themselves. The word for commandment is here in the brown lettering going up. Arrogance is in this table 2 times in the brown lettering going to the right, and then it's here going up vertically. Apostasy is in the light teal color going over to the right, and boastful is in this burgundy color going over to the right. Before the Tower of Babel incident, all men were united by a single language, but after God destroyed the tower, he dispersed the people throughout the world and gave them different languages. They eventually began to formulate letters for spelling, so they could begin to have written records. We continue to find these ancient inscriptions in archaeological excavations. The word for emigrant is here in the green lettering going up. One language or one speech is in the plain text of Scripture here in the yellow and light teal. The word lingual, or having to do with languages, is in this teal color going to the right. Spelling is in this pink. To inscribe or to write is in this light green. Ancient is here in this light blue color going down. Genesis chapter 10 records the origins of the original 70 nations of civilization. This explains the diversity of ethnic groups with their own kingdoms and governments. And the word 70 is in the plain text of Scripture here. Nation is in this blue lettering going up. The plural of nation is nations, and it's in this mauve color going over to the left, sharing the mem in genome. National is in this gold lettering going to the left. And nationalization is in this blue going over to the right. Ethnic is in the red lettering going up. Civilization is in this pink color going up diagonal. Government is in the purple lettering going to the left. And in the row right beneath it, we have the word for kingdom. The verse that's highlighted right here in the middle of the table is from Genesis chapter 10, verse 32. And it says, "These were the families of the sons of Noah, according to their generations, in their nations. And from these the nations were divided on the earth after the flood." So it's interesting that this verse has the word nation 2 times in it. And what we have appearing in this same row is the word national and the word nationalization, as well as the word for nephilim. As mentioned earlier, this Bible code is found at a letter skip of 125. I looked up in the Strong's Concordance what the word was for number 125 in Hebrew. It is the word Adam Dam, which means reddish. It is made up of 2 separate words, Adam, which means red, man, or mankind, and Dam, which means blood. These 2 words together can be literally blood man. It speaks of the blood of humanity, or the human bloodline. Acts chapter 17, verses 26 to 28 says, "And he has made from one blood every nation of men to dwell on all the face of the earth, and has determined their pre-appointed times and the boundaries of their dwellings, so that they should seek the Lord, in the hope that they might seek him and find him, though he is not far from each one of us. For in him we live and move and have our being. So it says in that passage that the Lord made from one blood every nation of men. We all descended from that one blood, the first man, Adam. May we all take the time to seek for the Lord, our Creator, to reach out for him, for he is not far from each one of us. Isaiah chapter 55 verse 6 says, "Seek the Lord while he may be found. Call on him while he is near." And that concludes our presentation for today. Thanks for taking the time to watch. Shalom.